Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, where we uncover secrets that can change your life. Today, I'm revealing 7 confidence principles Bruce Lee never shared publicly. And trust me, you don't want to miss the last one. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us, because your mindset is about to level up. Have you ever looked in the mirror and really seen yourself? Not just your reflection, but the fears, doubts, and insecurities hiding behind your eyes? Bruce Lee believed that the first step to true confidence starts here, in front of the mirror. Every morning, he would spend a few quiet moments staring at his reflection. To an outsider, it might have looked like a simple exercise in vanity, but it was anything but that. Bruce Lee was confronting the person he sometimes feared the most, himself. He understood that confidence isn't something you can fake. It's something you cultivate from within. And it begins by honestly facing your own weaknesses and fears. Think about it. How many times have you avoided looking at yourself fully because it's uncomfortable? Maybe you've ignored habits, doubts, or small fears, thinking they'll disappear on their own. Bruce Lee knew they wouldn't. Avoidance only lets fear grow stronger. That's why the mirror was his tool. It forced him to confront, accept, and eventually transform his inner doubts into fuel for growth. This principle isn't about becoming self-obsessed or arrogant. It's about awareness. The more you truly know yourself, the parts you like and the parts you don't, the stronger and more grounded your confidence becomes. It's a daily habit, a mental workout. By facing your reflection, you start to see patterns, triggers, and fears that quietly hold you back. Once you identify them, you can take control instead of letting them control you. Here's a secret. Even the most confident people struggle with self-doubt. The difference is they face it head-on. Bruce Lee didn't pretend to be fearless. He acknowledged fear, looked it square in the eye, and moved forward anyway. And that's why he could step into any challenge with unmatched mental strength. So today, try this exercise. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and honestly acknowledge one thing that scares you or holds you back. Say it aloud. Feel it. Then commit to moving past it. It's simple, but incredibly powerful. This is the foundation of confidence, the starting point that Bruce Lee never missed. Remember, confidence begins internally. If you can't face yourself, you'll always be chasing courage outside. The mirror principle is your first step to building unshakable self-belief. Fear is one of the strongest forces holding people back, and Bruce Lee understood this better than anyone. But here's the secret most people miss. He didn't try to run from fear. He embraced it. He called it the void. Not a void in the world around him, but the emptiness inside, the uncertainty, the anxiety, the self-doubt. That's where true courage begins. Think about it. How often do we avoid the unknown, the uncomfortable, or the risky? We fill our lives with distractions or excuses, hoping the fear will just disappear. But it doesn't. Bruce Lee knew that running from the void only gives it more power. Instead, he faced it directly. He allowed himself to feel the fear, acknowledge it, and understand it. Only then could he move forward with confidence. Embracing the void isn't about being reckless. It's about developing mental strength. When you stare your inner fears in the face and accept them, you take away their power. Bruce Lee practiced this not only in his martial arts, but in every part of his life. Every challenge he took on, from his workouts to his fights, was an opportunity to confront the void. And the more he did it, the stronger and more fearless he became. Here's how you can apply this principle today. Start small. Step out of your comfort zone and face one thing that makes you uneasy. It could be speaking in public, trying a new skill, or having a difficult conversation. Feel the discomfort. Acknowledge it, then take action anyway. That is how fear transforms into power. This principle works because confidence isn't the absence of fear, it's the ability to act in spite of it. Bruce Lee didn't wait until he felt fearless. He embraced the void and moved forward regardless. And this is what separates ordinary people from those who achieve greatness. Remember, the void is not your enemy. It's your teacher. Each time you confront it, you build inner strength and resilience. Bruce Lee's ability to embrace the void gave him unmatched confidence, and it can do the same for you. The question is, are you willing to step into the unknown and face your fears head on? Imagine walking into a room where everyone is talking, boasting, or trying to prove themselves. Then, there's one person who doesn't say a word. You notice them immediately. Their presence feels strong, powerful, and unshakable. That was Bruce Lee's approach to communication and confidence. He understood that silence speaks louder than words. Most people believe confidence comes from speaking up, making noise, or proving themselves constantly. But Bruce Lee knew the truth. It's the quiet, controlled individuals who command respect naturally. He rarely boasted about his skills or achievements. Instead, he let his actions speak. Every move he made, every decision, and every moment in the dojo reflected mastery and self-assurance. And that quiet confidence drew attention and inspired respect far more than loud words ever could. Silence is a powerful tool because it shows control. When you don't feel the need to over-explain or justify yourself, it demonstrates that you are secure in who you are. Bruce Lee mastered this skill. In conversations, in interviews, and in his films, he knew when to speak and when to remain quiet. That restraint made everything he said more impactful. People listened because they knew he wasn't speaking just to be heard. He was speaking with purpose. But silence isn't just about words. It's also about mental control. Bruce Lee's inner calm allowed him to assess situations, make better decisions, and act without hesitation. When fear, doubt, or ego tried to interfere, he didn't panic. He didn't overreact. He simply observed, understood, and responded at the right moment. This is a critical part of confidence that most people overlook. It's not just about projecting strength outwardly. It's about cultivating inner strength silently. Here's how you can apply this principle in your life. Start by observing your own communication patterns. Do you feel the need to fill every silence with words? Do you speak just to be noticed or validated? Challenge yourself to pause, listen, and observe. Let others do the talking sometimes. You'll notice people start respecting your presence more because you're not rushing to impress them. You're allowing your actions and calm demeanor to do the work for you. Another secret Bruce Lee practiced was using silence strategically. He understood that words could dilute power if spoken too often or at the wrong time. He waited for the perfect moment to speak or act, making every move more meaningful. This teaches a lesson. True confidence doesn't need constant validation. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It quietly exists and naturally draws others toward it. Finally, silence allows space for reflection. Bruce Lee often emphasized self-awareness, and staying silent helped him connect with his inner thoughts. In this quiet, he could analyze his weaknesses, plan his next steps, and strengthen his mindset. Silence becomes a tool for growth, focus, and resilience, all essential ingredients for unshakable confidence. Remember, confidence is not about how loudly you can declare yourself. It's about how effectively you can act, observe, and influence the world without needing to announce it. Silence is your hidden superpower. Bruce Lee mastered it, and by practicing it, you can harness a similar quiet strength in your own life. So today, take a moment. Speak less. Listen more. Observe. And notice how your presence begins to command respect, not through words, but through the quiet power of confidence. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to be always one step ahead, while others are constantly playing catch-up? Bruce Lee mastered this principle, and he called it acting before the world moves. It wasn't about rushing blindly or being reckless. It was about being prepared, aware, and decisive when it mattered most. Most people wait for the perfect moment or for circumstances to align. They wait for confidence to appear, for opportunities to knock, or for fear to vanish. Bruce Lee understood something most people don't. The perfect moment rarely comes. Waiting is often just procrastination disguised as caution. True confidence is recognizing that action is what creates the moment. The sooner you move, the sooner you take control of your life, rather than letting life control you. In martial arts, this principle was literal. Bruce Lee trained tirelessly so that when a challenge appeared, he could act instantly, without hesitation. But it also applied to life beyond fighting. He believed that preparation, awareness, and proactive action were key to mastering any situation. Waiting allows doubt and fear to grow stronger. Acting decisively, early, removes hesitation and creates momentum. That momentum builds confidence naturally because action breeds results. Here's a way to apply this principle today. Identify one area where you've been waiting. Maybe it's starting a new project, having a difficult conversation, or learning a new skill. Instead of overthinking, take the first step today. Even a small action matters. Bruce Lee's philosophy was simple. Small, consistent steps before the world catches up will always put you ahead. Emotionally, moving first also creates a sense of control. Fear thrives in uncertainty. When you act early, you replace fear with momentum. Hesitation often feels safe, but it's actually where doubt festers. Bruce Lee taught that courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving in spite of it. By moving before the world moves, you harness your inner power and prevent fear from dictating your choices. This principle also teaches mental sharpness. When you commit to early action, you sharpen your awareness, your ability to plan, and your focus. You begin to see patterns others miss because they're waiting and reacting. Bruce Lee's success wasn't just physical, it was mental. He anticipated, prepared, and executed with precision. That's why he appeared unstoppable. Remember, moving before the world moves isn't about impulsivity. It's about preparation, awareness, and decisive courage. It's the bridge between fear and confidence, between hesitation and mastery. Every moment you wait unnecessarily, you give power to doubt and indecision. Every moment you act, you strengthen your confidence, momentum, and control over your life. So today, commit to moving before the world moves. Take action, even if it's small. Anticipate your challenges, prepare yourself, and act decisively. This principle transformed Bruce Lee's life, and it can transform yours too. Confidence grows fastest when you step first, before fear and circumstance have a chance to stop you. Have you ever noticed that the people you admire most, successful athletes, entrepreneurs, or even artists, don't have lives free of challenges? In fact, they often thrive because of their struggles. Bruce Lee understood this truth deeply. He didn't just endure hardships, he loved the struggle, knowing it was the very thing that shaped his confidence, skill, and character. Most people try to avoid discomfort. They want results without effort, growth without challenge, and success without obstacles. But Bruce Lee saw it differently. He recognized that the path of struggle is where true strength is forged. Every moment of difficulty, every challenge, every failure was an opportunity to grow, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Struggle wasn't something to resist. It was something to embrace. Think about it. Every time you face a challenge, your mind and body are being tested. Do you shrink back? Or do you push forward? Bruce Lee chose the latter every time. He viewed struggle as a teacher. When workouts pushed him to his limits, he learned discipline. When he faced criticism or doubt, he strengthened his resolve. When life presented obstacles, he developed resilience. Loving the struggle didn't mean he enjoyed pain. It meant he saw its purpose. Here's the emotional key. When you stop resisting challenges and start embracing them, fear loses its power. Struggle becomes a stepping stone instead of a barrier. Bruce Lee knew that confidence isn't built in comfort zones. It's forged in moments that test your limits. The more you face your challenges with curiosity and determination, the stronger your confidence becomes. So, how can you apply this principle in your life? Start by changing your mindset. Instead of avoiding difficulties, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How will this make me stronger? The next time you encounter a tough project, a difficult conversation, or a personal setback, don't run. Lean in. Work through it. Every step forward, no matter how small, builds mental toughness. Struggle also teaches patience and persistence. Bruce Lee didn't become a master overnight. Every punch, kick, and movement was the result of years of consistent effort. Each failure and setback was part of the journey. By loving the struggle, he transformed obstacles into opportunities, and that's what made his confidence unshakable. Finally, remember this: life will always present challenges. What separates ordinary people from extraordinary ones isn't luck. It's the willingness to love the process, even when it's hard. By embracing the struggle, you develop resilience, sharpen your skills, and cultivate inner strength that can't be shaken by failure or doubt. Bruce Lee's approach to struggle is a lesson for all of us. Stop avoiding the hard moments. Stop wishing life were easier, and start seeing challenges as your greatest teachers. The more you embrace them, the stronger, wiser, and more confident you will become. Have you ever felt trapped by circumstances, like life is just happening to you instead of because of you? Bruce Lee refused to accept that. One of his deepest secrets to confidence was the idea that you have the power to shape your own reality. He understood that your mindset, choices, and actions determine who you become, far more than luck, genetics, or other people's opinions. Most people live reactively. They wait for opportunities, hope for change, or blame circumstances for their struggles. Bruce Lee approached life differently. He believed that reality is like clay, and your mind is the sculptor. If you accept limitations imposed by fear, doubt, or outside pressure, you remain stuck. But if you consciously shape your thoughts, habits, and actions, you can transform your reality and, with it, your confidence. Here's the emotional truth: your thoughts influence your feelings, and your feelings influence your actions. Bruce Lee mastered this by training not only his body, but his mind. He visualized success, rehearsed discipline, and cultivated self-belief even when results weren't immediate. By controlling his mindset, he prepared himself to act decisively when the moment arrived. This is how he turned obstacles into opportunities, by shaping his inner reality first. So how can you apply this principle? Start by paying attention to your thoughts. Are you feeding doubt and negativity, or are you choosing thoughts that empower you? Bruce Lee emphasized daily reflection, visualization, and intentional action. Each small decision, repeated consistently, sculpts your confidence and ability. By consciously shaping your internal world, you create external results that reinforce your belief in yourself. Another part of shaping reality is taking responsibility. Bruce Lee never blamed others for his setbacks or limitations. Instead, he asked, "What can I do to change this?" This mindset transforms challenges from threats into opportunities. When you stop waiting for life to hand you confidence or success and start actively shaping your reality, fear loses its grip. You become the architect of your own life. Physically, mentally, emotionally, Bruce Lee trained all aspects of his being with intention. His environment, habits, and even the way he approached relationships were all designed to reinforce his growth and confidence. This is the power of shaping your reality. It isn't just wishful thinking, it's intentional, disciplined action that aligns with your goals. Finally, remember this: reality is not fixed. You don't have to accept limitations, excuses, or fears as permanent. Bruce Lee's life shows that confidence isn't about avoiding challenges. It's about molding your circumstances, mindset, and actions to turn challenges into triumphs. By shaping your reality intentionally, you take control of your life and unlock a level of confidence few ever achieve. So today, take responsibility for your thoughts, actions, and environment. Visualize the person you want to become and start shaping your reality step by step. Bruce Lee's principle teaches us that confidence is not given. It's created, sculpted, and lived every single day. And now, we arrive at the principle Bruce Lee never shared publicly, the one he considered too powerful for casual understanding. This final secret is what ties all the other principles together and transforms them into unshakable confidence. Bruce Lee understood that true confidence isn't just about skill, preparation, or courage. It's about mastering yourself from the inside out. Most people look for confidence in external achievements, titles, recognition, wealth, or admiration. Bruce Lee knew this was a trap. External validation is fleeting. It can vanish in an instant. Real confidence is internal. It comes from understanding your mind, embracing your fears, acting decisively, loving the process of struggle, and shaping your reality. But above all, it comes from self-mastery, the ability to stay calm, focused, and strong no matter what life throws at you. Self-mastery isn't easy. It requires consistent effort, awareness, and honesty with yourself. Bruce Lee practiced it daily. He trained his body to endure pain, his mind to remain disciplined, and his emotions to stay balanced. He knew that without self-mastery, fear, doubt, and external pressure would always control him. By mastering himself, he became unstoppable in every situation. Here's the key takeaway. Confidence is not something you can buy, borrow, or imitate. You can't fake it. Bruce Lee's hidden principle teaches that the strongest confidence comes from being fully aware of your weaknesses and fears, and then controlling them, rather than letting them control you. This is what allows you to act decisively, speak less but meaningfully, and embrace challenges with calm determination. So how do you apply this principle in your life? Start by observing yourself. Notice your thoughts, reactions, and habits. What do you feel tension, doubt, or hesitation? These are areas where self-mastery is needed. Next, take small, consistent actions to strengthen your mind and body. It could be through reflection, meditation, learning, or disciplined practice in any skill. Each step builds control over yourself and, in turn, unshakable confidence. Emotionally, self-mastery gives you freedom. When you're no longer ruled by fear or the opinions of others, you act with clarity and purpose. Decisions become easier, challenges feel manageable, and setbacks no longer shake your belief in yourself. Bruce Lee's life is a testament to this. Every time he faced criticism, obstacles, or adversity, he remained calm, focused, and unstoppable because he had mastered himself first. Finally, remember this. Self-mastery is not an endpoint. It's a lifelong journey. Bruce Lee spent every day refining his mind, body, and spirit. And that's why he became a legend. The other 6 principles, facing yourself in the mirror, embracing the void, using silence, acting early, loving the struggle, and shaping your reality, all lead to this ultimate truth. Without self-mastery, the rest can't reach their full power. So today, commit to mastering yourself. Observe, reflect, train, and grow. Bruce Lee's final hidden principle isn't a secret you find in a book or online. It's something you live every single day. When you master yourself, nothing in the world can shake your confidence, and you become truly unstoppable. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these 7 principles of Bruce Lee inspire you to build unshakable confidence in your own life. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a like, and turn on notifications so you never miss content that can help you level up your mindset. See you in the next video.